Oh look, I cut my nails. Whoop-de-doodle-doo. Man, just so I don't read comments, yo. There's so much hate, yo, for no reason. Yo, I think I cleared this up before, but I'll just say it again. The reason why I grow my nails is because when they're long, the ASMR nail clipping videos turn out way better. Okay, like I've said this shit before, man. I don't know why I have to keep saying it. I'm not gonna address it anymore. You know. And if you see my nails long again, well, I hope now you know why. If not, that's fine too. You could just think I'm lazy and making shit up. No F's given. Anyways, alright. So the ladies were like kind of mad. They were like, hey. They weren't mad, but, you know, they were like, oh shit, you didn't trace, like, you know, the dudes or whatever. So in this video, I'm gonna give a little special treat to the ladies. And obviously I'm gonna talk some sense in everybody too. Cause, you know, it's mainly just clearing stuff up. Cause like, I know some of my videos, I say things and then I kind of just leave like the messages incomplete. And if I don't make this, then like, yeah, I could just take those down, blah blah. But then I have to sit through each and every one and like make sure which one said what, you know. And just addressing it through here, I feel like it's easier or more simpler, right? And even if people watch those and like totally unsubscribe and stop watching, then I guess, you know, that's just what it is. But if they end up coming across this video eventually, they'll realize, oh shit, that's what he was really trying to say. So, you know, enough BSing. Time to be real with you guys, man. I should stop doing that weird talking. Beep beep. 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 Beep 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 beep. Alright. Oh my god, this guy, yo, why is he in such a homo pose? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but yo, I'm not gonna chase the undies, yo. You know what I mean? Are you ladies happy now? Ooh. But all the girls are going crazy over this right now. Oh, it's so gross. But you gotta do what you got to do. Anyways, okay. So as I was saying, oh my god, look at these poses, man. Alright. Anyways, as I was saying, okay, yo, did you guys know that, you know, when I trace like this kind of stuff, like YouTube doesn't care. But God forbid I start tracing ladies the same way. They like, you know, get all mad. Like double stand this much, yo. Very much. You know? So, so in some of the videos, you know, I realized it might have came off as like fat shaming or skinny shaming or like makeup shaming or this and that. So I'm just gonna clear everything up. Yo, you could be fat or thin. You could have makeup on or no makeup on. It makes no difference, you know. As long as you believe in yourself and you think you're beautiful, that's all that matters. You know, you gotta be confident in yourself. Get what I mean? That's really what I was trying to teach. But I guess like I'll just like clarify everything. Like the world we live in, the world today, it's all about how you look on the outside. Like people in the movies and like the media, they might try to sell you, oh, it's about what's inside your heart and all that nonsense, right? But in all honesty, people are very shallow, you know, in the sense that they like only really care about what they can see outside. And like, yeah, feelings and what's in your heart, having a good heart and being a good person, all that stuff's very important, no doubt about it, right? but people don't really care about what's inside unless like the outside is very beautiful, you know? Because you could be the most beautiful person, have the best heart, but like not have the outer looks, and nobody's really gonna care. And like I know a lot of people think I just bullshit, you know, I could just be making all this up, but I'm actually talking from experience. Like I'm someone who's been on both sides of the spectrum, you know. I've been on both sides. Like I've been like the best, and I've been the worst, you know. And I saw how people change and how they treat you changes as well. You know? I don't know. It's like, what are you talking about? Okay, so I'll get into the story. Okay, so many years ago, moons ago, whatever, you know, I got into bodybuilding, you know. Like after I visited my cousin in Australia, like he was like a bodybuilder, whatever, he was into that, and he got me into it. And then when I came back, I kept to it, you know. And sooner than later, eventually I started seeing results, you know, because I was eating a lot, lifting heavy, and all that stuff, like working out like 7 times a week. That might be a bit excessive for some people though. And looking back at it, you know, I didn't really have to go that hard, but I was getting results, so it was just like, you know, just kept going, was motivated, super motivated. Oh, Ronaldo, yeah, I'll trade some for you guys now, yeah, shit. Alright, so yeah, I kept at it, right, and then I got like, I don't know, I became like the best version of myself, right, which is really just like a humble way of saying like, I became like the hottest shit ever, you know, went from like a skinny little kid, you know, getting no attention to like, you know, getting like the hottest chicks chasing me. You know what I mean? All the chicks chasing me, yo, like, you know, left and right. I know that might sound cocky, but like, you have to listen to the story here, you know, because that's why we're talking about this, so you get everything that I'm trying to say, right? And see, but me, I was never really shallow, you know what I mean? Like, I liked the attention, but you know, I also knew what it felt like to like, you know, not have the attention and kind of be like, you know, a geeky loser, whatever. You know, played chess in high school, so you can imagine, you know, it was not exactly, you know, I guess the most popular, whatever, but then I got like, you know, super fit and everything, and I got like a lot of attention, and I became super popular in college, right? And yeah, it was getting all the girls left and right and all that. But because I knew what it felt like to kind of come from like the bottom, because I was fat at one point, then I became skinny, but like, you know, it wasn't until I got jacked that like I really, you know, matured and grew as a person as well, you know, and they got the best results. But anyways, my point is, I wasn't shallow because I knew what it felt like, right? So I didn't judge other people for like what they looked like, because I wasn't like the prettiest myself, you know. I was like the ugly duckling, you know. But like working out had like some kind of magical effects. So you know, so it is like, you know, if you like lower your body fat percentage and like you lift enough like weights to build enough muscle, like your facial, like not facial, like your facial features will change. Like, you know, you'll go from like looking like donut boy or just normal to like looking like a god, like as if you're like chiseled out of like marble or something, or like stone, like, you know what I mean. Like that does wonders for your looks, that alone, to be honest. But anyways, so I went from like fat, then skinny, you know, just being average or even below average, to like being a god, right? But I always had the humbleness because I knew what it felt like to not be a god. You know what I mean? So I never like judged other people. And like when this girl who was kind of chubby, you know, said she liked me, and like we were just friends, right? And I was like, you know, I didn't want to be mean, so I gave her a chance. You know what I mean? And, she's like, oh, I love you and all that nonsense, right? And everything was all great. But then one day, you know, guess what happened? I stopped working out. Yeah. And why did I stop working out? Cause like sometimes you get bored, you know. Sometimes like the injuries, like they kind of annoying too after a while. It's like, cause like if you think you're gonna like keep lifting weights without any kind of injuries, you're kind of dreaming, or maybe you're not lifting heavy enough. But well, like I said, like it's not even if you're not doing the proper form. It's like the wrong place at the wrong time, not being warmed up enough, or not being sure that your muscle's not warmed up enough, and just like maybe pushing it a little too much, or like putting the weight down at a certain angle that's not proper. All that can cause injuries too, right? So you get kind of tired of that, and you get bored of it too, because like you already lived the lifestyle, right? You seen what it was all about. You got all the attention and all that stuff, and then you realize like the people who were your friends, they're really just like your friends, like because like you were popular and all that, and they like the attention they got for being associated with you, right? But behind your back, like these same people be the ones that be hating and stuff, because like they wanted to be you. Like I actually had people admit this to me too, so I'm not making this up. But anyway, so I stopped working out, and like didn't really care about the vanity part. And like the chubby girl or whatever that I was with right at the time, like I actually got her into working out because I inspired her and her like best friends or whatever who were also chubby. I inspired them all, and then eventually when I stopped working out, I lost my muscle mass, and like started like I guess not looking the same because got like more body fat and all that. Like it happens if you start working out and like lifting as heavy and all that, you lose your muscle mass, and like you gain a lot of fat too sometimes if you're still eating like a bodybuilder, right? So went from being a god to below average again, right? And these people, like this girl, right, who was like, I used to have people telling me that I could have done so much better than her, but I was like, yo, I love her and shit, right? Like, because I thought that shit was real. I didn't know she only cared about like my looks, right? At the time, I thought she was genuine, and I knew what it felt like to be fat, and like not liked. So I didn't want her to like feel like that. I was really humble like that, believe it or not. So, but after I lost all my muscle mass and like my sexy good looks and all that, right? Haha, so cocky. No, but I'm being real, right? Like the same girl that I got into the gym and who I didn't judge and I had given a chance, she said, oh, I don't like you anymore. I don't love you. You're not muscular like how you used to be. You're not hot anymore. I only liked you because you're big and muscular and hot, and all the chicks wanted you. Yeah. Doesn't that feel awesome? Nope. Felt like the biggest slap in the face. It's like, holy shit. I was giving this chick a chance, being all humble and proper and shit. And like, she's judging me when I'm the one that got her into the gym and inspired her. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, people are so fickle like that, man. And eventually I also realized, like, the friends I had, or the so-called friends, they were only with me because, they liked the attention they got. Because I was, like, super popular, whatever, in college and all that. And then when I saw, like, the fake duality of everything, I just, like, decided that this is not what I wanted, you know? Like, I got off, like, stupid social media and all that shit, because like everybody just like was following me, just to like be associated with me. Like nobody really actually gave a shit. You know what I mean? Like if people see value in you, they'll like do whatever, to get on your good side. But that doesn't mean they're genuine. They're just doing it for themselves, not because they actually care about you or your friendship or however great of a person you might be. Same with the whole love shit, man. Like, that's what made me realize that the whole love shit is bullshit. Because the same person was like, oh, it's all about physical attraction. Oh, I have to be physically attracted to. And for the longest time, I was not attracted to her physically. Like, there were way better girls. But, like, because I was humble and I wasn't shallow like that. I was like, whatever, man, she's still pretty, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't put too much emphasis on, like, the physical attributes. Even though everybody else would be like, yo, you could do so much better. Even the girls would be like, yo, why you with her? Like, you could get so many better chicks. Like, that kind of shit. I'm not being cocky. Like, this is real. Like, stuff that people have G said to me. So, that's what made me realize that people are fickle. And as much as people might want to lie and say, oh, that's not how it is, and like you might like hearing the media, like the celebrities or Kim Kardashian saying, oh, everybody's beautiful, this and that, they don't really care. They're still trying to sell you their shit, like their makeup and all that shit, and make you believe some like false fantasy. Alright? What I'm trying to do is just be real about it. Like, I'm sure like some people already know this. I'm sure most people already know this stuff, but probably just needed to be reassured, or maybe some people didn't know, and well, now you know. So you might be like, oh, but what if we're not pretty? Like you said, oh, it's all about being pretty and like what you look like. Yeah, that's what the world judges you guys on, man. Especially today's world that we live in. It's all about what's outside. Nobody cares about what's inside. Like, yeah, if you look like the hottest shit ever, like you look like a god, then people might pretend to like, care about what's inside too, or give you a chance. Like, they'll give you a chance to actually like, like, what I mean, you could be super nice, but if like you don't have like the outer shell to appeal to them, or that doesn't appeal to them, they're not gonna care about what's inside. How can I say this? Because I had the outer shell many moons ago. I also had the golden heart. But when the shell went away, the golden heart's value went to 0. Nobody gave a shit. Nobody gives a shit, to be honest. So that's what I'm saying. I'm actually speaking from experience, all this stuff. I don't want you guys like living these stupid fantasies and like all these like stupid lovey-dovey nonsense and like think, oh, their looks don't matter and nobody cares about looks, it's all about what's inside. No, man. The world we live in, people will use you and make you think that, it's all about what's inside. While in the meantime, they're just super shallow, or don't want to admit to it. So you might be like, but why are you telling us all this shit? What can we do with this information? You're just making us feel bad. Look, at first, I get it, okay? It's gonna be kind of hard to take in. Oh, that's what she said. No, okay, but like, you know what I mean? But this is the reality you guys need to realize, because if I don't teach this, I don't really think anybody else will. At least I haven't seen people really teach this kind of shit and like be real about it, right? But why am I teaching this? To make you guys aware so you don't like get like used by like useless people like how I once did. You know what I mean? And you might be like, okay, but like, what can we do? Like, if we're not pretty, that means we have no chance at life. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Like, according to the world and the media, yeah, that's what they're trying to say. That's what they're trying to teach you, right? They're like, oh, wear this, look like this, blah, blah, blah. That's why I talked about the whole makeup stuff, right? People use it because like the media tells them this is what they need to look like. But I myself prefer girls that are more confident in themselves even without having to use makeup, because that's real confidence, right? And that's what I'm trying to teach you guys. Like, even if you're the prettiest thing right now, eventually when you get old and wrinkly, looks are gonna fade, alright? And the true colors of these fake people are gonna come out sooner or later, right? So what I'm trying to say is like, you gotta be confident in who you are. Like, understand, like, yeah, this is how the world works and this is how they think, but don't let it affect you. Like, realize it. Realize the duality and the fakeness, right? But make it your strength. Believe in yourselves. You know, if you just rely on makeup or like other things to like just look good and feel confident, without the makeup, you're gonna just feel like an empty shell, you know? But like, you know, so you might be like, oh, but what if we like makeup? How do we build up the confidence too? Okay, look, I'm not saying makeup is bad. If you want to wear it, wear it. But also have like times when like you don't wear it, you know? Try to like challenge yourself. Maybe go out in public without makeup for a while. You know, just build up your confidence and like see like how different people might be treating you, right? But let that difference or whatever, they might treat you different or they might not. But let that be your strength. Let that build up your confidence from the inside. Because then after that, when you put on makeup, if you decide to, yo, you'll look way better because you'll actually be super confident. You know what I mean? You won't just be relying on your makeup because you already have like the base of the confidence inside you. Same with if you're skinny, if you're fat, just realize like, you know, physique changes over time too. You could have the hottest body right now, but eventually the hormones are gonna kick in or like kick out. And you could lose your physique too, you know, most of the times. So, or like your metabolism might not be as fast or whatever as you age or anything. It could be anything, man. You know, like don't let like look if like look if you're fat and you feel like you're too fat and you feel like losing weight might help you, lose weight, sure, go ahead, but lose weight because like it lowers your risk of like cardiovascular disease, you know, not because like, you know, you just like want people to like you more, because like you don't want people like that anyways. At the end of the day, like they're useless, yo. Like, you know, if like somebody says like, oh, you don't look like they're Mr. Right or Miss Right because you don't have the physical attributes, guess what, they're definitely not Mr. Right or Miss Right for anyone. You know, they're just shallow. You don't want that. You know, like, I know I'm losing track of what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is just be confident in yourselves. Like, if you're overweight, own it, man. If you're like skinny, own that too. Just realize, like, look, once you realize how fake everything really is and how everybody just cares about looks, right? And you accept it, it might be hard at first, no doubt about it, but once you accept that fact, you'll see how fake everybody else really is. And once you realize that and you see it, you'll feel happy no matter what weight you are or what you look like or with or without makeup or whatever. Get what I mean? Like, it's not gonna matter no more because you'll be out of the matrix that everybody else is still gonna be stuck inside. See, I'm actually freeing you guys like more than you know. You know? I only like decided to make this and clear everything up. You know, in case like some girls like misunderstood or whatever I was trying to say or whatever. You know, like I get it. Like sometimes I come off as super douchey, right? But that's really just a character I play. You know, because that's what sells. People want to watch me like smack asses and like be a douchebag and all that, right? But sometimes I just gotta like. Sometimes I'm just like this, like just like, you know, speaking my mind, just being real. You know, or more real. You know. But yeah, like, so I'm not saying like, you know, give up on true love and all that shit. Like, maybe it still exists, maybe it's still out there, but all I'm saying is 99.9% of the people out there, they only care about what's outside. You might not be one of them, but others, they're like that, and I had to learn that the hard way. I don't want you guys to learn that the hard way, because that's a dumb lesson to learn the hard way. It's a dumb lesson to learn regardless, because it's like, okay, like, you know, you realize how fake everything really is. And it's like, you know, you realize like your whole social circle, your whole world is just fake. And that's the hardest part, to be honest. But, you know, hence the whole wolf branding, you know. Everybody's a sheep who wants to be a goat, but I'd rather be a wolf, you know. Goat is greatest of all time. Wolf is win over loss forever. And you know what else wolf is? Wolf is confident being by itself. doesn't need no one else, doesn't care for it, understands the reality and the bullshit, and strives for the best for itself. You know? Oh shit, I should totally make a clothing brand, you know, with the wolf thing, since practically created that here now, you know. So yeah, I guess our clothing brand is gonna be wolf. Obviously it'll be mystical too, but you know, the wolf, like wolf clothing line or whatever, you know, and I'll have like a picture of a wolf or something, I don't know. That's such a sick idea, eh? But whatever. Alright. But yeah. So, you know, be confident in who you are. And if you're too skinny and you feel like you should get bigger, yo, get bigger. Because, like, you know, just to make your bones and stuff stronger and, like, to prevent injuries. You know, don't just get bigger because, oh, you're too skinny. People say, oh, you don't look good. Like, forget what people say, man. People talk a lot of nonsense, you know. Don't follow it. If you don't want to listen to me, don't even listen to me. Do whatever your heart desires, man. Follow your heart. You don't have to listen to me. I could be wrong for all I know. Maybe I've just been surrounded by shallow people all my life, so like this is the conclusions I've come up to, or like concluded to, right? Maybe the rest of the world's not like that. But I hope that kind of explains, like, I know, like, see, I tend to trail off of what I'm saying. Most of the time I tend to lose out on the real message, and I just kind of upload like half-assed messages, and like sometimes, like most of the time, they're like just misunderstood or could be misunderstood. But this is what I was really trying to say. Like, don't worry about what you weigh, you know, just concentrate on being healthy, you know. And like, don't worry about the makeup and like, you know, dressed in a certain way. Be comfortable with who you are, you know. And if you want to wear makeup and all that, then go ahead, because then you'll know that your confidence is actually organic. It doesn't stem from some superficial outer stuff, you know. And that's the best kind of confidence to have, because then you can pretty much take on whatever life might throw at you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you lose your muscle mass, you'll still have the confidence to like not care about what other people think, because you already know like how fake everything is. You'll still be comfortable with who you are. And if you gain fat, you know, you'll still be comfortable with who you are. And you realize like, hey, if I feel I'm too unhealthy, I can always lose the fat and work out. You know, but if this is what I feel comfortable with right now, that's fine too. Or if you're too skinny, you know, just own it, man. You know, if you feel okay and you don't feel too bad and you're healthy, then who's anyone to say what you should look like, you know? So, yeah, hope that clears that up. So, yeah, I hope that clears all that up, you know? I mean, you know, I guess the end message really here is like, be confident in yourself. You know, don't worry about what other people think. Concentrate on what's inside. Maybe do meditation, you know? Build up that inner confidence. Because, like, then if you get the outer physical attributes worked out, if you decide to, then you'll know that even if that all fades one day, you'll still have the confidence. You know, otherwise you're just like a slave to the weights, or like slave to the makeup or whatever like you might be using to look better or feel better. You know, could be substances too. Get what I mean? But if you like work on your inner confidence and feel comfortable with who you are, regardless of your external changes or your external environment factors or whatever, you'll still be happy, you know, because you'll still believe in yourself. So no, do not doubt yourself. Free yourself, because you know what? You're all mystical.